Wow. Hey, everybody. It's really cool to be connecting with all of you for a lot of reasons, but mostly because I get to hang out with my friend and colleague, Robert Schoenfeld. Now, today's show is especially important for a lot of reasons. One is you're going to get to hear from Robert about what the energy is, what this time of year really means, and how can we craft an intention? How can we set ourselves up for unwavering success? The other part of this is many of you are seeing messages from us on two things. One is our theme for next year is unlimited possibilities now. And Robert's going to take us on a journey about the unfolding of the many, many faces of the art of powerful living. But what is the intention that is so important to set? He's going to talk about that. And beyond all that, he is an author. We're going to give a copy of his book away, incredible book. He is an artist. You're going to see, if you're watching on Facebook right now, you're going to see his art. And what I love about this today, you're going to hear from somebody that looked at his talents, his gifts in the world, and created a place for all of them to reside in his heart and in the art of powerful living. Robert, it's great to have you. I'm excited about today's show.
Wonderful, Pat and Dr. Pat. And it's a wonderful time to be here. Like you
Yeah.
say, everything's happening right now.
Yeah.
And I think, can't you even feel inside yourself
Yeah.
this momentum building right now?
Yeah.
It's
Yeah.
amazing. It's just amazing.
It is amazing. And let me ask you this question, because, people watch you and I and they think, what's the matter with those two? Aren't they following the news and the headlines? Of course we are, but we can choose how to show up in the world, right? Isn't that what you're looking at for setting this intention for 2018?
Exactly. Exactly. We are a miracle, Dr. Pat. Every
Mm,
second of life is a miracle, and we can take charge of that miracle and have miracles into our life. There's a whole new opening that's happening right now on all levels. So, like you say, you can be watching the news and get involved in that and let that be your essence of who you are and how you go through life. Or you can look at life a different way, that you are the master here and you can take charge of this. And coming into this new year and this new time, let's do it. I mean, if you have a choice to be happy or not be happy, what would
right.
you do?
Well, and part of what you've created is you've created a way to help people, mentor people, coach people, show people through, your art, also through, the tools, the many tools in the book. And we're going to talk about that in a minute. But the question really is, what is it for you that you want to have people really bring into their hearts about the many, many aspects of the art of powerful living? What are some of the components of it?
Beautiful, beautiful. And we can do that in kind of an intention right now, Dr. Pat,
Sweet.
so that everybody on this program and everybody that's going to listen and replay, and really everybody in the world, let's set an intention for this year, and we'll bring in the power of of artful living. So as I say these words, bring these into your heart and breathe these into your essence. We all want to live a life that's more powerful, joyful, and adventurous. And what it takes is courage, desire, reflection, focus, vision, wisdom, enthusiasm. That's one of my favorite, enthusiasm. Also, integrity. Integrity is vital here for the next year coming through. It also takes teamwork. It takes an enlightened plan, and then, of course, the dynamic implementation of that plan. If we can put all the, I know that's a big, big thing, but if we can bring that into who we are and how we go through this next year, we will be very successful, much more happy, and just enjoying life more.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. I mean, I'm so glad that you've included integrity in there. For me, I got the opportunity to study integrity in school, and people say, why would you study integrity? Well, because it's one of the most used words we have in our culture here, right, Robert? And
Yep.
it's the least understood. But joy is something that when you say the words joy, there is a people don't, what do you mean, they don't say like, Robert, what do you mean by joy? And when you have a book called For the Love of Joy, they're like, wow, what is that about? I want that. And isn't that part of our conversation today?
It is very, very much because, Dr. Pat, the foundation of a good life is a joyful life, whether it's a
Mm,
joyful family, living in a community, a country, a world. You know, it's interesting because the UN puts out every year its joy index. What countries are the most joyful? And the top one is Denmark,
yep.
followed by Singapore. And they looked at what is it that really makes these people happy. And part of it is, of course, they have a sense of community, their economics are strong, but it's really that they have a self vision of who they are and where they're going in life. And without that, you can't be happy. So that's what I would love for everybody. And like you mentioned in my book, go through step-by-step plan of how to really bring that joy into your life by bringing a mission into your life, being successful, and really having a purpose, a long-term goal, a short-term goal, and joyfully moving through it with integrity.
Mm. When you look at, let's talk about the energy of your art. If people are watching on Facebook now, and if you're not, you can go to Transformation Talk Radio, Facebook Transformation Talk Radio, and they'd be seeing an image right directly behind you. I want to take a moment to talk about that image for two reasons. One, it is your joy to create beauty, and it has a special meaning in the conversation today.
Very much so. Creativity is a very, very important part to the aspect of joy. I am very blessed, as we all are, but I'm very blessed to be able to every day go down in my studio and create something that has color, dynamics, drama, and that visually can uplift a person. The colors I choose are colors that have a vitality to it, a love to it, a joy to it, and bringing this all together in kind of a blend so that as you're looking at this painting, it actually uplifts you. Science has evaluated color, just like sound has vibration, and different sounds can elevate a person, can enlighten a person, can relax a person. Science has found that every color now has a vibration also. And the colors I use are blending almost like a symphony to create that feeling of upliftment, joy, and beauty. And I think you can see that in the painting behind me, that it just has that vibrance to it.
Yeah. I mean, let's take a look now at what this means. I mean, I was talking about the new moon in Sagittarius. Of course, now I'm also talking about, since we're in, this month, I'm also talking about Saturn and the need to create infrastructure. Really, the time is coming now. It's to say, look, here I am. I'm Robert Schoenfeld, and I've created the art of powerful living. And now what this means as we move into next year is what it means is that people that are out there that want to work with you, that want you to speak at their, events to talk about how to expand joy, how to create a global moment of joy, and this is for you from now to the first. How do we set ourselves on that course, right?
Perfect.
How do we make a correction to get there?
Excellent, excellent. And what's even more powerful is we have the solstice coming up. The days are getting
Oh boy.
shorter, and in a couple of days they'll start getting longer again. So what we've got here is a really great opportunity, Dr. Pat. If
Mm-hmm.
we, for the next 10, 15 days between now and the first of the year, could spend some time quietly, just really in silence, where we can reflect on who we are, where we've been, and really where we want to go in life, that would be fantastic. If you could spend time with a mentor, a loved one, take nice walks in the woods, on the beach, whatever it takes for you to get silent and get inward, because that's where the message is, Dr. Pat. That's where the strength is. So this is a very valuable time right now for the next 10, 15 days to really go inward, enjoy that quietness, get some messages, write it down, and then set a course. Because
Yeah.
as you know, action is everything. Come the 1st of January, and this is not a New Year's resolution. This is an actual essence of who you are as a human being and what your life mission is, to find it and go out and do it starting January 1st.
Yeah, I love that you said it's not a New Year's resolution because I think we should spend a moment and talk about that. We're talking about creating an energy. You know, someone said to me the other day, "What's your theme, Pat, for next year?" And I happened to be at the same time doing some paperwork um, for the bank for my company here. And my company's name is Unlimited Possibilities Now. And I thought I've never used it as a theme. And it was just came right out of my mouth. But the emphasis, Robert, is on now. And I would love for you to talk about that because sometimes we think we've got to wait for our joy to show up,
Exactly.
right?
Exactly. And that's it, Dr. Pat. We can be in joy right now. There's many steps we can do. The easiest one is to be in gratitude. Anytime you are feeling a little bit down or whatever, just be in gratitude for what you have, for this, the breath you have, for the heartbeat that you have, for the friends that you have, for the house that you have that has heat in it. Whatever you can do to bring gratitude into your life brings you right into the moment and brings you into a state of joy. And it's nice to be in the moment, but it's also wonderful to have goals. And it's wonderful to have a long-term goal too, because that also brings great joy. And to actually work for that goal, to have a plan, a step-by-step plan for a long-term goal. And then to watch yourself, evaluate yourself as you go through. And that's another way to bring more happiness into your life right away.
Yeah, I love this. We're going to take a short break because we'd like to get all of you involved as well. You know, how can you be a light to the world? How can you create something extraordinary? When we come back, we're going to talk about what you represent in the world of the divine, what that looks like, how you can change that. And Robert's going to take us on a journey, especially as he looked at For the Love of Joy, that fabulous book that I was telling you about. And we're going to talk about that. In the end, we're part of something if we want to be part of it. Let's take a short break. When we come back, do you want to be part of joy? We'll be right back.